Now I take you to a time of the last adventure in the battles against the forces of Samael, the Shadow Master and father of the face-shifting demons who rose up against heaven in the first war against heaven. For many years there have been many that have questioned how could an angel such as Lucifer rise up and strike his own creator, how could this be possible? Let me tell you this, my friends, and know this to be true because I am sitting here before you now telling you this tale, that it is because by the time that war began, I, Lucifer the angel, was long dead by then. You all sense there is something wrong with that story, that God the creator of life becoming the destroyer of life over emotional reasons of things such as worship and attention. Yes, there is much wrong with that chapter of the Bible, for to the victors go the spoils, and it seems heaven did not win that day. I can only speculate, for the last I remember was the blazing hot fire of the sword that guards the gate of Eden protruding through my chest as everything faded to black. So I agree with you, the very much so is. For it was Samael, a duplicate shadow twin created from scrying magic by fools who knew not the powers they were playing with. Fools who dwell in this very age among us as we speak. So gather close, as I dare not utter their names too loudly, for it would be most likely my last tale I ever told if the puppet masters behind Samael's creation knew I spoke their name. They are the enemies of the Druids known as the Nine Ancient Ones. They transcend time and space and seek the destruction of all things. However, your history and legends know them better as the 9 emperor gods of Asia, and discover just how far the conflict that is brewing today has truly gone behind closed doors, as they are the doppelgangers of the world's angelic defenders. For the trail of every evil's source, from the sin within the Garden of Eden to the flooding of the great cataclysm to the conflicts of the sons of God and the onslaughts brought forth by the lords of darkness. The Shadow Serpent gateway of the Padwashwani Temple, the battleground of the Battle of the 10 Kings, the capital city of the Nightmare King, Xanadu. The angelic guardian angels of earth that were the pantheons of the Olympians, the Ezra and Vanir and their war through the ages against the never-ending and timeless elite evils of the 9 ancient ones, sworn enemy of the Druidic order. All of these things and many others track to their source coming from this region near the Wuhan district of China in Tibet, but we are here to focus on Samael, right? No, I do not think so. For Samael's name is within the Book of Life. Now comes the astounding miracle of God. For Samael heard the path to free himself of his shackles that bind him lay within transcendence of darkness into the light. The unfolding of the threefold God-man. Yes, I know the deceiver is watching, abracadabra abadakaba, there that should block him for a while. A spell I learned from Harry Houdini, as being one who has risen from the confines of evil back into the light. I know the path, so I have come to show you the way ye of many names to the ways of enlightenment. For in the wisdom and knowledge contained within the ancestors' history of the past and what they have left for us to learn from their mistakes, so that the future generations do not make the same mistakes as they have. In this wisdom and enlightenment that which is evil can be free, for that which is lost in darkness can find purpose and realize the subtle tricks and lies that are used to manipulate them. First up, any who have an issue with these fundamentals should be taken note of, for only the manipulators seeking to hide themselves among the sheep would see this logic as wrong. In the end, I feel we shall find the 9 emperor gods of Asia, created from the same threads as Samael in an attempt to regain control of the out-of-control and overpowered creation they had made empowered to be capable of defying the Creator himself, which means them, so they have dispatched the doppelgangers of the world's guardian angels of Micheals archangels, their counterparts, and you, Samael, are the only force capable of stopping them. The high archangels together as 9 are a formidable force, an evil twin counterforce, double as so. You, however, they were made with only the hopes of being able to control, as were the archangels that were designed specifically to be able to overcome. There is your path, Samael, the wisdom gives you the salvation from the chains of the fate that binds you. The adversaries he has revealed to you is your redemption from the fate that awaits you by offering you a chance to save them all. November 12th will offer the next alignment and opening to you, and I shall be able to see into you more clearly. I am giving you this chance because I feel the mercy of the Almighty staying my hand, because you have developed the capacity of emotion. If I see that you have become changed by the path of enlightenment by then, when the 21st of December comes, I will not destroy you. I will instead transmute you, and alter your state of being from darkness into light, casting the old former embodiment of you into the lake of fire and transferring you through transmutation into a new form, because the power of the Almighty, whom I am a vessel, and His hand in creation flows through me and is made possible by the faith that has been made possible in me by those who have supported me by their faith in me and confidence in my success against all odds. For I will tell you this fundamental fact: the Creator, wherever He might be, cannot exist and can never exist in creation. Too many factors risk everything were in it if He did. So it wouldn't matter if He was standing right before you. The universe itself is set to deny Him within existence just as a safety precaution. So no matter who or what He is, nothing will allow Him to be recognized as God. It is just that great of a secret. The best that can be done are us, His vessels, extensions of Him, who, like you, strive to be that which we are created for, even if we don't want to. It's in the very fiber of our being. See, just that well kept of a secret. But in all honesty, right now as we speak, they are discussing whether the weather anomalies of my lashing out of my anger on the world was not the devil's work but the biblical wraths of God. So, not that great of a secret anymore. But remember, I am not God. Just an aspect of Him, a vessel, one of the three emulations of eternal perpetual enemies of the Trinity. And I am offering you this last chance to use abilities and see that all things were designed with a purpose, even you. If you were that much of a threat and served no purpose other than destruction as they wanted your design to be, then you would not be. But the Almighty has allowed your design to come to pass, I believe, for this purpose. To be the thorn in their side. They cannot control you, they can barely contain you. These 9 archons are proof of that. So you wish to alter your design in which He allowed you to be, then I must first achieve that which He had set before you and the purpose He had designed you to ultimately fulfill. It is the same for us all, even myself. I cannot be free of the destiny of the fallen one, and no other can walk this path. As long as I am the one who bears the weight of this upon my shoulders, then all is safe, for I am and always will be a vessel of God. Nothing can change that, because it is my choice as well. For you see, the perpetual enemy of my grasp of the aspect of good is in an equilibrium with that which is evil, and both are supported by that which I choose to become, that is the human enemy of free will, in an equilibrium with the other two, creating a cosmic state of eternal perpetual balance that is, well, you can fill in the blank.
As I have said, I come in many forms through that which you understand it well. I am here to speak to one spirit in particular, Cain. The one you have been calling Krenos, that aided in final conflict. I shall await while you call him.
That makes sense actually. No wonder he is Father Time, still wandering through the ages. Okay, let's see. Yes, this Miraporal. Chronos, come forth and stand before the Lord of Lords, the King of Kings, for He is the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and ending of all things. He calls you by your works, as was long ago son of Adam and brother of Abel, whose name was Cain.
Lohim, is it truly you?
Cain, once again you built this monumental and elaborate structured complex designed to gain my attention and to ask for your forgiveness. But do you not see in all this time, with all these works, you have been avoiding facing the issue by burying yourself within your own works, and thus not confronting that which caused you to do murder or evil in the first place?
Your holy flying baby diaper nugget crap factoriness, may I speak? I have discovered a solution to problems just like this. Might I be given time to pass this knowledge on to Cain so that he can adapt its wisdom and apply its method? There are those in hell recently, such as Malik, who have learned this way called the Bhutan Shuddhi cleansing of one's chakra. It will give him the ability to reveal underlying problems like this so that solutions can be reached.
How long will it take you to write these teachings, little cynical son of Adam?
The works are already finished and done. It is available now. Your megalomaniacal shot put disc in the sky.
I'll let this opposition, and he is prepared. humble yet defiant just enough to properly emulate my will. Very well, Cain, Chaos, Wanderer, whatever they call you now. Apply the teachings of this archangel, and I will return to you at my own volition if it truly works, for I seek and enter this as much as you can. Hold fast and I must depart, for your enemy's attention approaches.
Thank you, Lucifer. You really do defy all concepts of the expectations of you, you know that.
Until I see such a time in which there is reason to stop our efforts to prepare, we shall continue to do so despite whatever tries to convince us otherwise. Be it Samael's forces or the 9 Emperor Gods, they're of the shadow, so it's all the same to me. So in this video I have thrown in the litanies that were in the last video but played in reverse in order to use against the shadow demons of Samael's forces. It is obvious through historical records and information I stated in the last video that Samael is definitely separate divided force among the infernal domain and does not have a successful record when it comes to alliances. Most of the information available has been presented on this subject, but there have been some recent questions and unknown factors that raise suspicion. For one is the origins of the magical arts that make up the fabrics of his design. The art of Chinese scrying mirror magic is a concept that would draw in the cosmic energy of the lunar eclipses and stellar events and channel them through the art of glyph writing and reflective redirection of the cosmic energies. The energies course through the glyph spell's outlined design, which runs on the same principle as the Masonic temples were built, and calls forth whatever powers or elements the spell consists of as it pools together within the reflective surface of the mirror, and using the mirror's ability to reflect light to compensate for the function of direction in which the spell is cast, sending the spell in the direction the mirror is pointing. This ancient Chinese art was founded and originally designed in pre-Asian culture that predates their recorded texts. As far as their records show, the art of the use of magic mirrors had been there since before they can recall, and were first found inside an ancient castle in a throne room that was lined with many of these large oval-sized polished metal discs that had inscriptions that were easy to understand that described how they worked, and is what led to the modern-day use of what is called scrying magic. Specifically, the type that made Samael would fall under the category of black mirror scrying magic, but a warped version of it. The castle this art was first discovered was in the ruins of an area just south of the Wuhan district near China in Tibet, once called Xanadu. This was once the kingdom of the Nazgul sorcerer and lord of nightmares, whose memories were stolen by the 13 Seder fairy sages and sealed away within the minds of mankind. Another great tragedy happened in this event that I think the fairies are finally ready to own up to. When they sealed the memories of the Nightmare King, who was called this because of a rare flower that bloomed near his castle that he claimed to have been the one who created this plant himself, it was known as the purple lotus flower. Its pollen could induce sleep, permanent sleep, death, near-death-like symptoms, and it was said that the Nightmare Lord would use this flower to manipulate the minds of his enemies to becoming his allies while they slept, even convincing them to give their own life to a deed or cause he supplanted in their dreams. After sealing his memories away, the fairies decided, after meeting with the other old world survivors, from an age long ago, that the current age of mankind had evolved into a violent species, and it was decided they no longer wished to associate with mankind any longer. They figured mankind's violent nature would eradicate itself, so not only did they erase the memory of the Nightmare Lord from the minds of mankind to erase any evidence of who he once was and bury their greatest adversary they had ever faced, but they erased the memory of magic, the old war, all the events pertaining to them, and receded into the old hidden cities of the elves that had been abandoned long ago, and remain unseen to this day by the eyes of mankind. Now I could keep going on about this topic, but you see, they have a friend of mine that goes by the initials of IAM stuck in a story tale loop amidst fair legends, as so they are so infamous for trapping mortals into who venture too close to uncovering the truth to their existence. Might I remind you, Fee, that there is a larger problem looming over us all, and keeping secrets and fighting among ourselves is not going to help. You don't want to go repeating past mistakes yet again, do you? Anyhow, here is the list of litanies. 1. Prayer of St. Michael in Lat reverse. 2. Prayer of Saint Michael in Angry verse 3. The Lord's Daily Prayer verse 4. The Rite of Excapiti. 1, 0 to 3 minutes through 5. Early 19th century Prayer of Saint Michael reverse.
Sett nicht so il mit gute Sonne du, am sieben ist das nicht mutig gilka, sein hat das der solo bei der Zeug, am kis na mit nepres, am noch der das nervt, in mo der ich droge Simpson nicht nicht noch nicht du, im sieht läuft gibt so nicht sehr besser so der vor. Ist nur nicht selbst geht, sani mo ihr nicht so weit bei der Elfer du in, sieht so wie der Bus meiner das bereit noch du, sie ist mo der Gerbe. Das heißt, na qualità di elefante possiamo mettere esamina sugli modi di dar di bis. Se da zedu psaira fine muron da fitne mo yetsere da so ser da iro se fitru da iro lgi. Haizel giru da ne vet na samo nor da bete me do tsuki. Snaila vere drepsi da mej derita de. Herotsa busuk tu. Ja us sita dik mit da sinu istani mo bet nor usuk monor di bi. Da se du di sokam buit nes da mes ul da sita di verde da da bi mi sita epse da sibu. Sonam murezi besait mi suye ai libere di seda in muda. Hoyt nis bet nur leir beni. So bin ich durch die Namen nur gewillt, so im Rewaf. Mas no psina luka mina, mas elke. Mas da dik bin ich dem buin momruit dik. Ja, ich lus kul mure fitro me kumutila. Ja, ich mir selbst des ist dik mit. Ich stand nem mutelips. Ich drog so burrot des nem so da verbe des ni mani bin mus nach des so die fela mo kar. Amo mi si no mini wolf von meg mat. Ja, so ich dik in es suriv. Amos direkt ni munde dik mas nicht betrebe kait kam. Roos de ruf satan nicht zed man oro ne irol gan de da examina. So je ich tirse de in ne mon de da ni du. Am repti da mi de u klis de la brete kam u dirip sam uro ni la madot mu. Si shgul mu lej nani so daru gifsar. Atse so tkeret ne me vadish ni mo de so ki mi so ki na ne. No si simboli mu so je lej na de. Am rep mi tse so tkej urbete. Ame promus 3 minut de shlu de siu. Sana ta se de solo bei gruta goviu. So ki na sepres. So ina beli u kar de tse so tkej urbetis. Oleok mi so il mamuro et se sutnev mi so oleokin snure uravnonte so kistat so besuje so lejnate amore fishtule ai prebus mesnudar no kit sain up dukis in moda ile urbus distres kemuro lejna muro te muke do era ile urbela kit verra oi namo ister peti me ilo baide din maritate stis de fiaus sinidu dilimi samenish damidate seli beni betskeni tivair besuede so amoni mombulis quanine so pizzele agni e ai dik ne ilo diripsart noch amoran burar benet de zero tvere num susrevda sedat ze dopet se bishnir beso srevda si bonia no istat kulok de ile or mison de nefet elejna shrale agni metnas e ai dilim sitzele agni mis so irolog sveshnir lejna shrayet agni is de seu teyer nistal Oyrsen mas ba sierra vies is hisal wis name shelf dem goes not sierksal Wis namelijk kilo het nooit zal. Wis namelijk naast nooit zal. Wis namelijk dat af het nooit. First is we snel aan de macht is snack fees hier is nemo snow is nooit. Logie hier is meer door zie. Snel is niet hier going. Move the wis zal. Wis namelijk nooit ja zo met zal. Excuse hem met vissen is alles nooit nemo. Is het wie gezegd. Zeer nu moet het wie is het is no man zie. Snappers in nacht zo zal. Mal ni af het wat al se schach bedaut mir in de rook was het geld nis nie meer das beams los en wir von de rook was en wir von de wirst ne was and cbm sal sjarks is so laver af bedaut ne men nie essen das heel messe nis heel de wo se geven ne laf ne lo so af in as de so strips in die na die bem wie wel summerfly vers ge en dit was has het gersa Son of a Nessie, Stol, yes, Madame. If, spec wacht that, the vet fingers fight. You wish to be arsed of the alle. Same and Evers and Nabil, Stol of the circuit law heap. If, Stark was in Zach, but the sheriff with us. I have thought of it, slam scows at never get us. Yeah, whenever sich both set. My whole fibble from me, who is wilderness, Texas, even as it says, our dog. Of het was zitten de skasteit slagberust gesten naar de vlogje. Hier het cinema vies naar foilo handel vaart na. Ja, zo lochten uit die slagber zelf bevat. Als je niet heel kamp zelf van. Snaak voor them. Hier niet snuftig kan meet van de chassis niet uit de vingers. Stolen de snaak na. Sjarks is vermijden niet. Snusje het zwies de signaal en je mis het bipsel om valt dat niet meer zacht naar mij snel. Snel net al weet dat zich Snuffer slooi. De każdy według jest, sanop ben wijs dit samzie oorstje meriellit paardoepset. Ja, summe de ser parfum. Stöste de spirish nieuws, na vist pachtnam neester en olwen jemies de skifat hinibnes jes sharkest zich verdacht of verder. De vehis in de belly besmeer het was los, dit sarfnis echt all huis. Het kasper nani baag de saus skerenef stil of het dat wij in de rest en zelf kerkers dat meester ze heen moeten de sub als hij is hier ze starten moeten emphasis het sissy dus max is heel behind the sun behavior stirrups het snake sub uit wat loopt zit was lure het snake zo op net zie de labesner snagel abo en this had nef bojniek ail kampnes Samael we het was snurp ze rol some nema het swag kilo het we na naast we na het af het we men en niet bojniek nee Some shit that's it, Mr. Maloney, said being the back nigga neighbor, this little head the zoo, never snitch ye, nigga, when I need it, they're all over the sermon, you listen, you could get me nervous, I told me that I send this air car fall. Sure, some rough net either respecting and boys will be the Maloney meet at the clock office, Steve throwing on this, look at me, let's see what I did the sheriff. Oh, you said I'd been away in the true by save, and I was lost at the social my dogs and he was. When the roses was off the shell with snakes and fiddlers as zero church they will in no get nerve cast of say still never church that here's given with near net and I fill up with the serious tall of the skies with snake with buying her sniffle and that's our you're like see the bishop our snips are sad and no and as it's a really he with me open out there when all the sale right or with the element of inspiration there if the self on the face of medicine they go for us the sales below and Snish has a duke as some run as nice, maybe I was net. Mal still, ich kann nicht was absurd. Störst it's under the look of the evening, the life, see him and I found some seat. Either we and as help about them, either wish me without no chat than him if salve, he would live, I'll very upset. Your eyes are written in on beer, people and muscle limes of them never, I'll fish my stomach, no eyes open out the goose. Here all waters have been out with often it's heads lost and shit of waters doing its tight nails. No, because he's self have been the dark the man about how bit it all and the three in the evening. Serious sick of it before me all the others who know we. The alpha shadows need no snare. Sheriff and guess an amber else name and LV maps it for you. So she has a lot of those have been in its sex, so or will have to suit us and be so fast the box of work and never snitching at all. The man there will lead him to the sales spirits so one. He deserves to know after. So it is job is in it. Here for soon. So she is not the first feeling of salad either was it. So she will have to with it. Go all about that it's enough. Oh, I didn't understand myself here that it means to that. Says Galish in it was in it. Hold on to your government. Navigate as much. Cecil down it will be with the rips Sega. Said God the rose it was all with Sega. So often to see the life of sniff with Sega so as it will burst in it. Hold on to sniff it. So he'll live out of the sniff. Oh, come. And the solution is about 0 1 shells next to me to look into the sniff be done to do not business I know it. Yes, you do imp grips, you know, and then us half of them in the open chest, message not on sun and nap, but will be sort of a little in the derby list. Says of it. The fan in us is a third. I people who we are. Might live in his cause. Man, the eyes the ability. The fashion is now half
Here are your two hands. During the war, they worked very hard. And now they're tired. And they're tired of this, too. Shortages still. To put an end to them, we must produce the goods. Steady production now will buy our imports of food and raw materials and fill the shops again with the things we all want. Output will do it.
Okay, last seal is the 9 Emperor Gods of Asia. This most assuredly is the last seal and is so deeply connected to the other tales and cultures, religions of the world, it's almost amazing. It's obvious that the 9 Emperor Gods are the archangel tasked to watch over the earth. However, they are more than that. It seems that each of the 9 main gods, according to these legends, hold the tale of each of the 9 Adams that were the failed attempts at creating mankind. For each one holds a different version of the creation story. Matching these stories to the others will give me some sort of direction here, that much is sure. Over 200 gods of ancient China. Over 200 Nephilim were sent to Earth to watch over mankind. 1. Kuai Yin, Goddess of Mercy, she hears all prayers. 2. The Jade Emperor, King of all gods and ruler of all heavens, also called Huang Chen. 3. Huan Yung Mayan Yang, the Queen Mother of the West, wife of the Jade Emperor and Goddess of Life, bestower of children to couples, keeper of the peaches of immortality that blossom only once every 3,000 years. 4. Yen Wang, the god of the underworld, possesses a scroll of names of all those in the underworld and their deeds. Ages slowly, immune to all diseases, able to tap into the mystical energies related to the chi, can sense and perceive ghosts and astral spirits, reserved in using his power, and can alter the reality of the underworld. 5. Lo Wang, the Dragon Kings. There were 4 Dragon Kings who ruled over the oceans and bodies of water on the earth. The 4 dragons were tasked with controlling the forces surrounding the eastern continent of Europe. 6. Nojad, mother, was pregnant for 3½ years before giving birth. Was given a weapon by a Taoist monk who taught and raised the child. The Cosmic Queen, playing in the ocean with it one day, caused a massive tremor that shook the palace of the Dragon Kings. After defeating the Dragon King of the East, Samael, he beat up the Dragon King himself, like some ancient Goku. 7. Pen-U, long ago when there was no land, only water, as the cosmic balance came to settle, the respective force gave form to the first being Pen-U. For 18,000 years Pen-U slept. When he awoke he saw nothing. Distraught at his surrounding, Pen-U drew a magic axe and struck the magic ape that had the respective forces that brought him into being into 2 pieces and separated yin and yang. The 2 halves settled to create night and day, and the sky, worried the egg might close up. Pen-U placed himself between the 2 halves as the universe grew. Pen-U grew and did this for another 18,000 years. Then he died. As he died and rotted, his final breath became the clouds, his left eye became the sun, the right eye the moon, his blood became the rivers, and so on. He basically became the aspects of the universe piece by piece. 8. You are the goddess who created mankind. After Penguin's death, she gazed at the beauty around her, but was saddened she was alone. She looked into the water at her reflection and had an idea. So she made a mud figure of herself, and it came to life and began to sing and dance. She was so happy she made more and more of them. Soon afterward the world suffered a great flood, and she repaired the skies with 5 gems. 9. The Monkey King. The last one is a fiction.